Welcome to Godot and Janko Wednesdays at Lunch
Burger Edition.
This week, another anniversary episode of sorts. Multiple of 10, episode 40.
Woo!
So for every multiple of 10, we go to a major burger chain. This week, Matthew, we went to A&W.
I know.
Well, you were there.
I met you there.
Yep. So, Matthew, do you have any childhood memories of A&W?
No,
Nothing?
not really.
No?
Childhood memories. I really had stuck to McDonald's when I was a kid.
Yeah?
Other places scared me. I would always get a stomachache going into any unfamiliar place.
Just like out of anxiety?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a big thing. I couldn't go to restaurants because my stomach would just do backflips in there.
Why? Why were you so nervous?
I don't know. I remember sometimes I would tear up. I would feel like I had to throw up, but I wouldn't want to use the washrooms at those establishments, and it was difficult.
I do actually remember one time where I was in the States with my dad and my older brother, that we went to must have been like a sports bar, but it was like very rowdy and busy, and it all kind of smelled like beer. And they had like some foods that were like beer battered or fried in beer, and I just didn't want any of it. And I cried until my dad said, "Fine, we're leaving."
You didn't want these things because they were battered in beer?
Yeah, I guess. And I was just like, I didn't want beer. And and my dad was like, not everything's made in beer. I was like, I don't care.
Everything's made of beer. I want to go. Everyone's too loud.
I was probably 7, and like, the whole place was like a rowdy sports bar that smelled like beer.
Yeah.
So I guess that same sort of anxiousness that you had in any restaurant.
Everyone's giving you nuggies and wedgies.
Well, nothing like that, but
like a bunch of uncles.
But I do still like. I still regret that. I feel like, what was my problem? Come on, just sit down and eat whatever. I'm sure they got a pizza.
Yeah, you're not as picky anymore.
No, definitely not as picky anymore. Even then, I wasn't that picky. I think I was just like, I was turned off by the atmosphere, and I was looking for any excuse to get out of there.
Yeah.
A different country, different land. I understand that discomfort you to have at a restaurant.
Just at a regular old, an A&W.
Yeah,
it was a little different. It wasn't a McDonald's. It wasn't home.
Yeah, that's it. When I go back thinking as a kid to A&W, I just think of that big old bear. Bottom, bottom, bum, bottom, bottom, bum, bottom, 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 bottom.
Is that bear still an advertiser?
Rarely.
Guru? I don't know.
Is he still like the mascot of A&W? I believe so, but he's not used as often. Right now, it's just that pudgy guy who's dressed like he's a manager or something. He's like, "Here, try this," and then you're like, "Yeah, it tastes good. What do you want?"
It's like doesn't sound as good.
No, it's not the same.
As a clumsy oaf of a bear.
Well, he wasn't that clumsy. I mean, yeah, I guess he was like, he'd waddle around because he was a big mask of a bear. But I remember one commercial in particular where he was jumping in puddles and splashing around. I don't know why that's supposed to make you hungry for a burger, but...
Well, maybe he's not clumsy. I just think when you don't have dexterity, he can't do a puzzle. If you can't make a puzzle, I feel like you're clumsy.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I guess with those big bare hands, he wouldn't be great at making a little jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't fine-tune things.
Mm.
I guess the bear was a selling point for you.
As a child, yeah. I don't think I had A&W until probably late into my teen years. There weren't any around me. But in more recent years, I feel like there's been an A&W explosion here in Montreal. They're everywhere.
Yeah. I know where there's 2. 3, actually. I know where there's 3.
Where are there 3? Or of 3 locations?
Well, there was one in that central hub of burger places that we went to at one point.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Up on DeCarry, where there's like 8 burger places that you could see from each other's windows.
Yeah. And then there's one we went to today.
Yeah.
And there's one in a mall, I think.
Somewhere. Okay, yeah.
That's a fair bet.
I mean, there's one out near DeCarry on Sherbrooke. There's one in Montreal West, basically.
Okay.
Out near that Renault Depot or whatever it is near there. There's on Saint Jacques.
Okay.
They're springing up everywhere. I feel like there's
no shortage
of A&Ws anymore. And when I think of A&Ws, I feel like it's all kind of retro, like they should kind of serve you on roller skates and
short skirts and
like the inside of the place is all like brown and orange, which like seems like not typical colors, except they're kind of warm and homey in a way. But the A&W we went to today, Matthew, not as friendly as I like to think of when I think of A&W.
No.
We walk in, it was crowded. We ended up ordering on computers and not with people.
Yeah, already pretty cold.
Yeah. And then we went to put spices on our food. And there used to be spices on all the little tables, a little shaker of little, I don't know what those spices are, but it's a nice little mix of spices.
Yeah.
And nope, now there's only one at the little ketchup station, and it's like chained to the ketchup station, so you can't walk away with it.
Yeah.
We went and sat down right near where we're sitting. There's a sign that says like, "Watch out, there are robbers everywhere."
there are robbers everywhere. Is a little graphic of a criminal.
Yeah, he looked kind of like a hamburglar, actually.
He did. I thought it would have been good if they made him a hamburglar. But
and then you had to use the washroom at one point, Matthew.
Yeah,
you couldn't even do that. You had to come back, look for your bill, find on your bill where there's a washroom code. You went to go use the washroom, put in that little washroom code. No, it still doesn't work. You had to use the ladies' room.
It's true. It's true. And now they are a downtown location. I
Sure,
feel like
but come on,
theft.
like what are we? A bunch of criminals and animals? Come on, let's get reasonable.
People have to use the washroom, and
You got to put in a code. Come on, man.
I'm going to give you. There's a pro tip. One of Matthew's first pro tips. I don't know if this is appropriate, but
very good.
I can't imagine they change the washroom code that often. So if anybody is using that, needs to run in, doesn't want to have to buy some onion rings just to use the washroom, try this code out: 354. It's probably going to work for you. I can't imagine they change it every day.
354.
Secret washroom code.
Secret washroom code. You can use the women's room. We don't know about the men's room. I guess they assume ladies are going to use the computers, and that's why we got those on our receipts. Maybe there's a different code for the men's room.
Maybe.
And they don't know what to give it to. I don't know.
It's just that there's no trust, like in the 50s.
Yeah. Like I think of A&W, I think of this warm, family-friendly place. All the burgers are named after a member of the family. And then, watch out, you're going to get robbed. Don't steal our cinnamon spices, whatever. What, are you just trying to use the bathroom? You got to have a code. Come on.
Yeah. Imagine coming in from the 50s and you come into this A&W, you think it's going to be just a good time.
No.
And I feel like the only thing
crowded and full of ethnics, you have to use a computer. You'd be so startled.
The only thing, yeah, exactly. The only thing we gained after 60 plus years is
multiculturalism.
Yeah, no more segregation.
Yeah,
but the prices have gone up.
Oh yeah,
they don't trust you with anything.
No,
can't use the washroom. Can't order from a person, or you can, but you have to wait in a long line.
Yeah,
and no rollerblades, no big
skates.
bear.
Well, I mean, there wouldn't have been rollerblades. Yeah, there was no sign of the bear either.
Yeah,
I'd like to see a framed photo of him up on the wall like he's the queen or something.
How insulting to the queen.
Well, like the queen, not replacing the queen.
Okay. And maybe less neon lights. Just a very
those halogen lights. Yeah, it was very bright. Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, get me some of them Edison bulbs.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's different time.
So Matthew, winter has befallen us. The snow is coming down. Last week I was thinking, hey, maybe this snow won't stick. Now I'm thinking otherwise. The boots are out. I got my mitts out. I'm thinking I need new mitts. It's wintertime, Matthew. It's back.
And it's only November 30th. This is fall weather.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's fall.
In the last few years, it sort of shifted. But I feel like when we were kids, and in November was winter. Yeah. I don't know if it's because we lived a little bit further up north, but or global warming. but I feel like we used to get that first snowfall for Halloween most of the time, and everyone had to wear their winter coats under their costumes. I remember one time where there was a winter storm, like a snowstorm, on October 10th. I must have been in like 3rd or 4th grade. I remember because we did journals. I remember that date for whatever reason. I'm not usually good at dates.
You refer back to that journal a lot, don't you?
Yes, I check back every couple of years to be like, October 10th, that fateful day.
Yeah, somebody was telling you, it's like, oh, it never snows in October. And you're like, hold on, let me check the files. And you go through, it's like, oh, right here.
Well, I have evidence. This thing I wrote when I was 9 says otherwise.
Ignore the spelling mistakes, please.
The poor penmanship is another question.
Smell this sticker, though. It smells like chocolate. Still has a bit of scratch to it.
Matthew, are you excited for this winter? The farmers, I don't know if you've heard what the Farmer's Almanac predicts for this winter.
What are the farmers saying?
The farmers are saying that it's going to be a long and cold and snowy winter.
Well, come on, farmers. It's not very hopeful.
No, well, it is. You can mentally prepare yourself, and you know how much I like to be mentally prepared for anything.
Yeah, that's true.
And I've been saying for a little while now, all right, long winter, that's okay. Snowy winter, not bad. Cold winter, I don't like it, but, all right, I guess I'll deal with it. You get the trifecta? You get all three? Sounds like this will be the winter of my dismay.
Is this the winter we don't see Seba for 3-4 months?
Well, I mean, I've got a job. I have to go show up to my job. But aside from that, I'll probably be living in the tunnels.
Yeah.
Trying to spend as little time outside as possible.
Trying to just heat yourself up, get a little bunch of those little hot pocket things in your...
Oh, yeah, those little those little boot warmers or whatever. Yeah. I'll get a sweater and knit those in and just wear my Spider-Man Snuggie.
Yeah.
And,
maybe fill your bathtub with it.
With the hot pocket stuff?
Yeah.
That sounds awful. Shouldn't it not come out of its sack?
Yeah, it probably shouldn't, but you could try it out.
Let
the heat from those hot pockets go into your pores, absorb into your body, and then you'll be warm all the time.
Yeah, then I could be like a superhero. I could gain powers of the heat pockets.
Yeah,
become the Molten Man.
Everybody will be just standing closer to you for warmth.
Exactly.
It'd be nice. People will be standing by you.
Oh, I could sing "Stand By Me." Or Rose Royce's hit.
Yeah.
I want to get next to you.
You could be singing that. I don't know. Maybe it would.
But I guess they would sing that to me because they want to get next to me because I'm warm.
Yeah. Or maybe you put all those hot pockets, injected them into your body because you wanted to get next to people, but you want to fool them.
Okay,
next
that
to
works. Well, then I'm warming them up.
Maybe you're more of a villain.
Oh, I'm injecting it into their bodies.
I don't know anymore, man.
Anyway,
just try and stay warm this winter. Please don't freeze, and please don't open up all those chemical bags.
Yeah,
and soak your body. And
that's the real lesson. Last winter, I would often light a ton of candles because I felt like that would create heat, like a small fireplace.
And you just lost all the oxygen in your apartment.
Passed out, and I would fall asleep so easily.
You should just do it in your bathroom again, the smallest room in your house. And
That's it. Take a long bath with a lot of candles.
Yeah.
And, this just made me think of something that I've been wondering for a while.
Yeah.
It seems like this very luxurious thing to take a bath and have a glass of wine, right?
Okay.
It's like, this is fancy, I'm treating myself like a lady thing, right?
Yeah.
But if I have a beer in the shower, I'm an alcoholic. That's a double standard, isn't it?
A beer in the shower versus wine in the bath. Well, because the shower's not that Are you relaxed when you're in the shower?
I'm pretty relaxed in the shower, yeah.
But it's like
I turn it up real hot, and I'm, dousing myself with hot water.
But you got to sit down to really be relaxed, right?
Man,
truly be relaxed.
I guess I can be relaxed standing up.
I feel like a beer in the shower is it doesn't look as good.
No, it doesn't look as good. That's for sure. But even then, okay,
it does mask your tears.
If I get in a bathtub,
yeah,
I'm not in a big enough bathtub to really relax because either my knees are sticking out or my upper body's sticking out. So I find a shower more relaxing until I get a big enough bathtub.
But what I love about baths are not having your whole body submerged, and usually you get those little islands. Your little knees are islands.
Yeah.
And you can slowly lower them into the water. It's like, oh no, it's a flood. Flood's happening. All the inhabitants on my knees, they're gone.